Could you tell us about the Charter of Rights and Freedoms of 1982 and what it meant to the Anishnaabe of Bawating?
Well, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, other than including a small section that says that the rights and freedoms mentioned herein do not abrogate from treaty or Aboriginal rights, it doesn't do a lot for us. Right? It guarantees the freedom of discrimination, it guarantees the right to free speech and stuff, but a lot of confusion is that the big thing that everybody thinks about with the Charter of Rights and Freedoms is Section 35, which is the Aboriginal rights. That's not actually part of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. That's a separate piece that comes after it. But a lot of people think it's in. I actually used to think it was in there too until I started looking into it more during my master's degree, and it's actually not part of it. That guaranteed our treaty and Aboriginal rights as they existed as of 1982, which also I find interesting. A lot of people don't realize that it means existing rights. It's not a guarantee of rights, it only recognizes existing. So if you want, say, the treaty right to hunt and fish to be recognized, you have to prove that it's existed since 1850, since the treaty, and that the government of Canada or the province of Ontario has never managed to stop it from existing for a length of time. I picked that one because it's easy, but there's all sorts of other ones that, there's these issues about what does existing mean. And to get a right proved as existing, the government of Canada has consistently refused to do that. The Métis had to go to court. They won Powley 2003, I think it was, over their hunting rights. They had to prove those had existed, and you see that out in British Columbia. They had to prove they've had existing rights to the land. And they made it that if you can prove your right exists, they made it harder to take away, but they didn't make it an absolute right either, right? So that the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and specifically for the Anishnaabe and First Nations in Canada, not a whole lot it did for us. Section 35 did a lot more, but it also has caused a lot of problems too. So.